Welcome back. We are talking about the NSC and who are the winners and the gainers for last year. And more importantly, how would you have been able to spot these trends ahead of the market and probably participated in the uptick? Our question for you is, how do you normally identify a trend on the NSC? How can you make money? Scan Group did do about 57% last year for the 6 months up to 6 months beginning, from June to December of last year. Now, this is a conversation we're having with Mr. Robert Yawe, who is a financial coach. Robert, you were helping us identify what were the triggers, what was driving this, and how could we have been able to see this at the beginning of last year. The second performer that you were looking at was, I think, was it Britam?
Yes.
Britam was also another mover. And how was the performance for this particular stock?
Britam, interesting was there's a few people were fired or laid off.
Okay.
Or let's say resigned for family reasons.
Yes.
And it seemed to have had the same impact as it had at HF.
Okay.
Yes.
Housing finance?
Yes.
All
they
right.
seem to have responded the market responded very positively, which means the market had something against the management at that point. They didn't feel it had the capacity to
deliver.
To deliver, yes.
So then are there new managers, and do you feel that these managers could possibly make a difference with this particular insurance?
Sometimes what you say is better anyone else but the person who was there.
Until something bad happens and you're like, okay, maybe the people who were there were better.
There are times when you're better off with the angel you don't know.
Okay.
Yes.
And of these names that are here, there's Scan Group, there's Britam, there's BOC, there's Kenya Airways, there's Fahari, there's NSC. Is there any particular name that stands out for you that was a surprise in the year?
For me, Scan Group itself.
Scan Group?
Yes.
Okay.
HF did some, but it's disappeared again.
Yes.
Yes. But Scan Group is, the banks was expected.
The banks were expected. That's KCB, Barclays, okay.
Yeah, Corp Bank, that was expected, BBK.
Okay.
Fahari is interesting.
What is interesting there?
Because it seems to be growing, and I'm wondering why.
Is it because, there is ICA asset that has bought the assets of Stanley. Do they also buy Fahari as an asset into their portfolio? Is there a possibility of delisting?
Okay. No, I think then you've hit the nail.
Okay.
Because we do know that Fahari has quite a bit of the REIT.
Yes.
Yes. So if somebody else is looking at it who's got better expertise in the real estate space,
yes,
then yeah.
Actually, they have very good returns with regards to their real estate portfolio. The issue that we always had is the market either doesn't understand their proposition, their value proposition, because it has been undervalued for a very long time. So maybe there could be a trigger event there if maybe a delisting happens or something happens to the structure of the Fahari rate.
I don't think they'll delist it.
Yeah.
But I think what it is that if a new owner comes in
then
who understands the real estate side, the physical real estate.
The physical real estate side.
Better, yes.
Okay.
Because the initial properties they had weren't very, very healthy looking.
Yes. Actually, even the yields were not as high.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Today, January 2020.
Yes.
And I know I will meet you again, God willing, January 2021.
Yes.
What am I looking at when I'm looking at the NSC today as a retail investor? What should I be doing to prepare for any upsurge in activity?
Again, like I said, is that don't try and pick stocks.
Okay.
Look for where the fund managers and the rest are looking.
Okay.
So look at an index, pick an index and just follow the index.
So how do I invest in 15 stocks and I only have 10,000 shillings?
You still can. Don't forget, we don't have a problem like the US.
Yes.
Yes, here all you need to do is to buy 100 shares.
Yes.
If we look at 100 shares at 18 shillings.
Unless I'm taking penny stock. I can't
Scan Group.
If I do 100 shares of EABL.
No, you don't want to touch EABL.
But it's you're saying we follow the index.
So let's look at it. How many do you want to reach? And I think what you need to
100,
do is
let's bare minimum.
100, that's 5,000.
No, 195 shillings per share.
Yes,
of
and you want
EABL.
100 pieces, eh?
19,500.
Why?
Yes.
Because
you
500 shillings a share.
No, a share in EABL is 195.
Yes.
I need 100 shares.
Yes.
So I need 19,500
yeah.
to invest.
And you don't have to do it overnight.
Okay.
Okay? You know what your strategy is. Start off with the lower valued stocks on the index.
Okay.
Your Barclays and the rest. Then slowly build up the next. So you have to have a strategy and then you execute on the strategy.
So whether are you looking for revenue or are you looking for value? Because revenue would be like a dividend yield. A dividend yield could be a return.
No, dividend yield is difficult.
Okay.
Here.
All right.
It's much lower. For me, what you're looking for is capital gains.
Capital gains.
Yes.
So what are 2 or 3 names that you think could possibly do well in this year?
The banks, if you just pick up all the banks, then
okay. So KCB, Equity, Cooperative, all of them.
All of them.
Just go pick 9 banks.
To me, any banks, yes.
Any bank.
Any banks.
So that would say, for instance, if we're starting off with Equity and it's about 50-51, that would be 5,000 allocated to Equity,
Yes.
and then 5,000 or 5,500 to KCB, and maybe for Barclays Bank, that would be about 1,200 allocated. So it's actually 20-30,000 in a given month you can allocate to the banks and make that a strategy that you do.
Every month.
Every month.
So long as it's not that you're taking the 20,000 today and that's all you have.
Yes, so it has to be something that is recurrent.
You must put it as part of your savings plan.
Okay, so then my savings, what you're saying is put the money that you put aside for emergency, and then once you're done with that, you make it a habit
Yes.
to actually now start putting aside maybe 20,000 or whatever amount. What is
Whatever
that
you
amount? 10%?
Again, it's possible.
Okay,
It's
no, but what's a good figure to start off with?
10%, yes.
10%.
Yes.
10%, then I allocate it to stocks, and then I make that a monthly habit that I
Yes.
do.
So all you do is you just have an agreement with your broker, have a standard email already done.
Or even a standing order.
Yes.
that
So
you
every month
put in.
just send it and you give them instruction exactly what you want them to buy.
Okay.
And keep to that process.
And stick to that
Don't
process.
listen to any speculation. Avoid any stories about what's about to blow up or not. And then you'll be able to grow. And I think that's what we're lacking. And I'll say the government with my Bima,
Yes.
my Boma,
Yes.
Boma Yangu.
Boma Yangu.
It's a direction where the government also is realizing we need to recreate a savings culture.
Yes, we do.
We've totally lost our savings culture. Everybody starts off by telling you how they can give you loans.
Yes, no one tells you where to put to
Yes.
first save and invest.
Yeah, and I think I was told this by the commissioner of cooperatives, who told me the reason it's called a SACCO is because it's savings and credit.
Okay.
So you start by saving, then you get credit.
And actually they evaluate your savings. But it's interesting
Yes.
because I always get M-Shwari, KCB, and PESA notifications.
Yes.
We think you can borrow this much, but I've never got a notification that says, would you consider saving? I've never gotten such a
Yes,
notification.
and that's what we need to get back to.
Yes.
And unless we get back to a savings culture, this economy will be a hand-to-mouth economy, and every time something goes wrong, people will suffer.
Okay.
Yes.
Robert, fine. I come up with my names and I start investing every month.
Yes.
And you're telling me not to focus on too much of the news and the rumors that are out there. But what happens? Retailers are hardly making money on the NSE because most of the retailers, for instance, the ones who got in Safaricom at 5, when it went to 2 shillings, they all felt that I have made a loss and they sold out. And these are the people that you don't see active at all
Yes.
on the NSE.
There's a fundamentals change of Safaricom when it dropped from 5 shillings to 250.
No, it did not drop.
So why did people run? Because again, they're short-term minded.
Short-term minded.
If you kept on buying,
Yes.
today your portfolio would be extremely healthy, and Safaricom has a good dividend yield.
But can I be rich on the NSE surely, Robert?
Rich is a very relative term. What we're saying is, and that's why I say it's like this, if you can't be an active investor,
Yes.
then put your money away somewhere where, one, you'll retain value,
Yes.
first retain value, and you'll see a certain level of growth, which is above the inflation rate.
Above the inflation rate.
So anything giving you 6% or above
Yes.
is above the inflation rate.
Okay.
So in other words, you're securing.
You're securing your
Yes.
capital.
Then when you're ready to get the money out to do something, then you know you have a lump sum to do it.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
The problem with us is you're trying to do 3 things or 4 things at the same time. You're trying to run a little business while you're trying to invest. You're trying to look for quick deals. Doesn't work.
Okay.
If you can come up with a strategy, and that's what I said, it's a strategy for January 2021.
2020 to 2021. I
Yeah,
actually
2020.
test myself.
So test yourself and put aside the 10% of your income and put it aside and keep investing it in the stock market and see how it performs.
Okay.
And like I say, if you then come to my stocks, we do have a portfolio manager that will show you how your investment is growing
Fantastic.
with a daily revaluation of your portfolio.
I will take you up on that challenge. I'll evaluate my group of names.
Yes.
And what we'll do is we'll make sure that we have you here again sooner rather than later. And
Has to be very
track.
soon, otherwise we'll lose months.
Okay, fine. We have to do it. Okay, we probably have to do it next week because that's technically the
Yes.
last week of January.
Yeah.
Because I actually have a headline in my vision board of the things that I want to, my financial goals, and one of them is just to be consistent on investments. And I mean, I saw a very interesting notification online that we are most people are NATO people. no action, talk only.
Yes.
And I really do not want to be a NATO fellow, so we will have you back to see if you can help us, and maybe you can also help our viewers to be able to think about crafting a strategy and execute, and on a regular basis we can then reevaluate.
And you said it's 20,000 shillings every month.
I will come back to you. I have to now go look at my 10% of my annual. We don't have to put figures out there.
No, we need to put figures.
No,
like
we
we need to put figures.
We can work with relative figures. What my delivery will be?
We'll do 5,000, 10, and 20.
My delivery will be this.
Yes.
I have purported to put aside 10% of my income in investments,
So we can
and
work
over
backwards.
that, we have to have proprietary information, because we have to have that client, investor, financial analyst privilege. So we can work on percentages, because then you can hold me accountable. Like, okay, here's my statement. This is what I bought this month.
Yes.
These are the stocks that I am buying. Did I buy them in January? Yes. Did I buy them in February? Yes. That we can do. But we can even put numbers.
Let's put. And
If I put numbers, will you put numbers?
Yes.
You put a figure, so
Yes.
you match my figure?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We're going to do this. We'll probably even ask Metropole to see if they can join us. I hope our colleagues can be able to join us. But more importantly, we've had a fantastic show, but what we are asking you is, in your financial goals, which I hope you have, what do you want to achieve? Can you actually make money on the NSC? There's only one way to find out. You have to put your money in and find out what happens, where do you make money, where do you lose money. We hope to see you again when we are actually setting up our own portfolios. We are taking the 2020 challenge, which is a perfect vision challenge. We are actually going to put money aside and pick stocks and start to evaluate our performance on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis. Will you hold us accountable? Will you join us? We hope so. Thank you for joining us this day, and good afternoon.